Here with relationship therapist Dr. R.G. Allen Wilson, 25 years of experience behind her. She's also the author of Courageous Conversations Connect. And we're going to focus on the 5 things that she would never do before getting married. And this first one, very important. Don't you get hitched if you haven't talked about money.
Absolutely, Craig. Money is key, right? And people have a hard time talking about it because they feel like it's nosy or it's impolite.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is we have different value systems for money. So we got to figure out what those similarities are, those differences. And fun fact, leading cause of divorce.
Yeah.
So if you don't talk about money
Sure.
on the front end, you're going to have to deal with the costs on the back end.
You also contend that you should never get married before you talk about the idea of having children.
Yeah, I mean, that's really key because a lot of times we think people will change their minds and then, after the marriage and then they don't. And so you've got to really be clear. Ask the question up front.
Okay.
And then have the conversation about whether or not you want to table that till a little bit later.
Okay.
And also a good tip to that is that parenting styles.
Yes.
Another leading cause of having friction in a marriage. So you want to talk about those parenting styles and then revisit it down the line.
As someone who's been married for just over a decade now, I'm not sure how realistic this third one is, but you maintain that you should never go to bed angry.
Yeah, listen, tomorrow's not promised to any of us.
Yeah.
Do not go to bed angry. That doesn't mean that you don't feel that emotion, but try to bracket that so that you can focus on the cuddle time or the conversation about the day. You can do the 24 to 48 hour follow-up with whatever the issue is. But don't go to bed angry. It's not good.
Explain this fourth one to us here. Never let third parties weigh in.
Yeah. The biggest voice in your head when you're married, after your marriage, should be your partner. And you need to be able to have a healthy conversation. We call it a courageous conversation. Good, bad, or indifferent, other people can't be weighing in on that. And if the one person does weigh on it, it has to be a confidant that wants your relationship to win.
And your last never is never ignore the love tank. What's the love tank?
We got to fill up the love tank, right? The 5 love languages are acts of service, quality time, gift giving, words of affirmation, and physical touch. So fill up those love tanks, right? Because if you don't, then what you're going to have is a lot of deficit. And a fun fact and a quick tip, write down your love languages and then give it to your partner as a good cheat sheet.
All right,
Right?
Dr. RG,
Keep it going.
I always value your opinion because your husband comes in, he's always smiling.
Yeah, our love tank is filled
Always
up.
full. Always full. Thank you, and thanks to all of our experts.